What's going on, everyone? It's Tyler. I hope you're doing well. So I've been using this 501 monitor from SmallHD with my Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. Now, if you own a Pocket Cinema Camera 4K or thinking about purchasing one, you've either experienced or have seen reviews or read that the lack of an articulating screen on the Pocket Cinema Camera 4K is kind of a downside, or it's pretty limiting. Now, I know that a lot of people say, oh, it's a cinema camera, it doesn't need a flip out screen, but I still feel that it's extremely helpful to have an articulating screen, just like the Ursa Mini Pro has it, and the Canon C200 has it, the C300. So there are use cases to have an articulating screen, but since there isn't one, the next option is to get an external monitor. I've been using the SmallHD, the 501, and I think it's a really good option. Now, you can pick them up used now for pretty affordable, and I got mine with a bunch of different, I got batteries with it and a little ball head and HDMI cables and stuff like that, and I got it for a really good price because it's not a very popular monitor spec wise, because it only accepts a 1080p signal and doesn't have SDI and yada yada. But for the Pocket Cinema Camera 4K, it only sends out a 1080p signal and it only has HDMI. So in my opinion, I think this is a perfect match for the Pocket camera. And SmallHD is known for having really rugged products, been really reliable, and really good color reproduction. So in that aspect, I really think that this is one of the best monitors you can use with the Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. The reason why I love this monitor so much is the form factor. There are 7-inch monitors out there that are just as good. Some of them may even be better, but for me, I prefer the size and the weight of this 501. To give you a comparison, I've got the ancient iPhone 6 right up next to the 501, and you can see that it's pretty much the same height. Obviously, it's going to be thicker because of all the internals, whatever magic that they do behind it. It has an HDMI in and an HDMI out, and that's one of the things that I really wanted to have in a monitor. And it also has two LPE6 batteries that you can hot swap, which I find very helpful. And then it has a 1/4-20 mount right here, and another one on the bottom, and then another one here on the side right here. So the 501 gives you these different pages that you can set up for different scenarios, and I'm going to show you how I've set mine up. This right here is the output page. Now, from the Pocket 4K, I don't send anything over HDMI. This is exactly what's coming from the camera. So if I come over here, I've actually got a LUT set up onto the actual monitor. If you use a lookup table that's on the monitor, or if you load your own, and that's what I've done, I've just loaded the same LUT that's on the Pocket 4K onto the monitor, and you can click this box of ignore look, and if you look at the waveform down here, when you uncheck ignore look, see how much more contrasty it gets? The reason why that's so super helpful is when you click the ignore look, it's doing basically the same thing I believe that the Pocket camera is doing, is it's setting your exposure values based on the log signal, not with the 3D LUT applied. So I actually have that ignore look applied here, just the same as it would be on the Pocket camera. And I've also got Zebra set up. I've got the minimum set up to 99 and the max IRE set up to 101. Now on the Pocket camera, I have it set up to 95, but for some reason it seems to be more in line when I have it set to 99 as opposed to 95, and I'm not sure why, to be honest with you, but this is what it gets as close to what's on the Pocket camera as possible zebras wise. And I found that the zebras on the Pocket camera are accurate, and they've never let me down exposure wise, so I wanted to just match whatever's on the camera to the monitor. So moving on to the next page, I just have the LUT applied with nothing else showing, so all the focus peaking and everything is turned off. And the last page I have set up is just false colors, and down here you have this IRE guide, and basically that just kind of shows you what is exposed correctly based on this scale right here. So all these tools are super helpful. Again, a lot of these tools are on the Pocket camera. It's just helpful to have the same tools just to quickly flip over to different screens on this monitor as well. The 501 monitor, it's not the brightest monitor out on the market. I have the Atomos Ninja 5, and that is, I think, twice as bright of a screen. But for studio use and stuff like that, when you're in a more controlled environment, I haven't found that to be all that of an issue. And the only time I've really found it to be an issue is in direct sunlight. But other than that, it's been just fine brightness wise. This little screen protector, it really cuts down on the glare. It's kind of hard to see on the video, but I found it to be sufficiently bright for the work that I do. Well, anyways, y'all, that about wraps it up for this video. Hope you found it informative. And just to let you know that SmallHD, they didn't send me this monitor. I've purchased this with my own money, and they're not being paid or sponsored or anything like that. So these are my opinions of the monitor. I just find it useful. So I hope you found it informative. If you are a Pocket 4K user, leave a comment below and tell me kind of what your monitor setup is. I'd love to hear from you. And I will catch y'all next time. Have a great day and a happy holiday season.